Hi, this is the Nyanak with another episode thoughts for Sailor Moon Crystal. And this time, gonna be reviewing episode 16, which is kind of moving on with the whole Sailor Moon R kind of storyline. This time we get an episode that focuses on Mercury, or Ami, and of course that means that she's pretty much the next to go. And get kidnapped. Of course, in this episode, we do get it verified that Mars, she's not dead or anything. She's just kidnapped by the Black Moon as they're trying to figure out, where the crystal is and where Chibi Usa is, and they're trying to get that information from her, which we can expect is going to pretty much be Mercury's fate. That said, there are actually a few scenes missing in this episode that were in the original manga, like the fact that Motoki from the arcade center, he actually knows their secret identities and everything, and that totally is non-existent in this episode. And then there's stuff with Asanuma, who is a new character that was introduced in the previous episode, if I remember correctly. But from the previews for the next episode, he's definitely going to be a part of that. So I'm curious to whether or not they're going to shuffle some of those scenes into that episode. And I can understand why they didn't have those things in this episode, because instead we got a lot of focus on Ami, which I was actually really happy with. Because, as I've mentioned before in these kind of reviews, is that with Sailor Moon R, most of the Sailor Guardians get kind of taken out of the action early on, as we've seen with Mars, and now, we're going to be seeing with Mercury and then Jupiter, as it's mainly just Moon and Venus for a good while. And so having these characters get a good amount of focus in these episodes before they get kidnapped, I think is a nice little payoff, as, we definitely are learning a lot more about them as characters, which I really love. I really loved Ami's episode here, and that whole focus on, loneliness and, what to do when someone leaves you, as we kind of learn about her father, the fact that, he divorced her mother when she was young. But from him, she had this love of chess. And just pretty much her kind of dealing with that, and, kind of realizing that it's okay if people leave, because everything that you experienced with them still remains. It doesn't disappear as well with them. And I kind of love that, I guess, lesson of the day in a sense. But it is a really good theme and, thing to remember when you're kind of going through life yourself. I think that's probably what really brings this episode kind of up, is the fact that it is dealing with an issue that just about everyone has to deal with, people leaving their lives. And I definitely also love the fact that, it is more or less Usagi at the end that kind of brings her out of this kind of, I guess, mind trap or whatever, Berthier, is it Berthier? However you pronounce that name, I kind of gets her in by, trying to cheer her on during this chess match. And it's when she, looks over at her friends that, she does realize this. And because I think that's, really the important thing of Usagi that we definitely saw a lot in the first half of this season, or pretty much in the first story arc, is that she's the one who really kind of brings everyone together, and, kind of gets rid of the feeling of loneliness a lot of them have felt in their lives. And in a way, we kind of see that a little revisited, but of course, it's not the same thing, because Mercury has had time to, be with the rest and, actually be, or create those bonds of friendship. So it's, I guess in a way, almost a little bit of a more mature Ami kind of dealing with this. And that's one of the things that I really love about the manga series that I was kind of iffy on with the original anime series, is that you got the sense of actual character growth a lot more in the manga than in the original anime. And also another thing that I really liked is the way that they deal with Chibiusa, because in the original anime they made her really annoying. And of course the relationship between her and Usagi in general, I just really annoyed at in that original anime series, and really did not like the R storyline, mainly because of that. So I was kind of surprised when, I first read the manga and found out that a lot of the things that bothered me in that anime just did not really exist in the manga version of it, which is one reason why I'm glad that we have Crystal that's sticking with the manga a bit more. Like the fact that, Usagi, she does kind of blow up on Chibiusa at first after Mars gets kidnapped originally, because, she's totally panicking because she doesn't know what's going on. She knows Chibiusa has some connection to it. But, Luna is able to stop her. But you could tell that, when she came home afterwards, that she realized that, she was in the wrong for doing what she did, and kind of, I guess you could almost say, like, attacking Chibiusa, and just being so, confronted. Okay, I can't get the word out for whatever reason, but, just kind of really pressuring her, even though, she is just a little kid. And in the original anime, I think Usagi really didn't have that level of maturity for the most part. So I really really loved seeing that maturity in Usagi. And also the scenes with Chibiusa and Mamoru, those played out very well, I think. I love the little tuxedo mask puppets. I have no idea how in the world he would have one. I can only assume that, it kind of all falls into the whole somebody's making merchandise off of all these, I guess, superheroes, and Tuxedo Mask must fall into that somehow. You would think, though, that, I don't know, they'll be able to get some way to, get paid some royalties for that? Maybe? I don't know. But throwing away that train of thought that went nowhere. And the fact that this is probably like the only time we really see Tuxedo Mask with a rose, even though it's just the puppet. As, that's like the signature thing in the original anime, but of course in the original series, and of course as it translates into Crystal, not so much. But yeah, a lot of like really good things, really strong things, but of course a lot of it, is stuff that just kind of came from the manga originally. Except that kind of real focus on Ami and I guess her worries and her reflecting back on that relationship with her father, and also really kind of getting in sync with her powers. I think that was definitely emphasized in this episode, and that wasn't so much in the manga, and I actually rather appreciated it. I think in its own way, it kind of gave her a little extra added depth, which is nice because she is the kind of character that's usually very quiet and reserved, so she's not going to naturally stand out compared to some of the others, and I think that just worked really well in the narrative of this episode, and really get to know her character a little bit more, which makes it so sad that she's pretty much been taken out for a while, at least, if I remember right, during the second half of the Sailor Moon R storyline. They all come back, but until then, it's just kind of dwindling numbers. Though on the plus side, after, Jupiter gets kidnapped, it means that we're going to be moving forward and moving closer to getting everyone back again, which I'm looking forward to. And let's see. I think that more or less covers everything. Yeah, like I said, overall, I really like this episode. And it kind of surprised me because, again, R was just not a season I really enjoyed very much in the original anime series. So the fact that I am enjoying it so much with Crystal, I'm just really glad. Because I think I'm finally, remembering that there really were some nice plot points and just all the things that we learn more about all the Sailor Guardians. As again, it's nice that each one does get an episode kind of focused on them, and we do get to learn a little bit more. And I really love that, because to me that's one of the strengths of Sailor Moon, was the fact that it wasn't just Sailor Moon, it was everyone else as well. And so with that, I'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, leave a like or comment. Until next time. Bye!